So I just finished my gym session, and midway throughout my set, I was just thinking about like, oh man, my editing career has been littered with mistakes. Not only really held back my progress, but in some points, it almost completely killed my career. Now in this video, I'm going to list out the 3 top mistakes that I did. And chances are you're probably making at least one of the 3 mistakes, if not all of the 3 mistakes. And the funny thing is that you probably aren't even aware that you're making these mistakes. And that's probably why you aren't seeing results in your journey. Now, the first mistake is something you probably will be surprised to hear me say, and it's about courses. So every day in my YouTube comment section and in my Instagram, I keep getting these like DMs from beginners of asking me like, which is the best course? Which course should I buy? Should I buy this course? Which course do I recommend to them? And my honest answer is this: do not overvalue courses. Imagine you want to learn chess, but you have literally zero knowledge of chess. You don't know what each piece does. You don't even know how to checkmate a king. And just imagine I'm a grandmaster, which I'm definitely not. I'm probably like 800 elo or something. But just for this video, imagine I'm a grandmaster and you want to hire me to teach you how to play chess, which is honestly a very good decision. So we meet at a park and we just sit opposite each other and we have a chessboard in the middle. I'm saying, okay, this is how a pawn moves, and this is how a knight moves in an L shape. This is how a rook moves. And even though my advices are extremely high quality, but then you go home to the park and you just take all that chess knowledge with you, it's completely worthless if you don't play chess. And even if you do play chess very regularly, you just go online, you just play chess every single day, or you just go to the park with me and just play chess with all the people at the park, it's still going to take weeks and weeks and weeks for you to get decent at chess. And there's absolutely zero guarantee you'll get great at chess. I mean, in this instant, just to be honest, you're probably not going to be a grandmaster. And I just take that analogy and just apply it to editing courses. Like if you buy an editing courses from a very talented editor who made the course, it's going to take weeks and weeks of daily grind for you to be good at editing. And to be great at editing, or to be editing at their level, there is zero guarantee, and chances are you're probably never going to be there. I'm just telling the truth right here. I'm probably going to get like some flack from this, because like this is the thing that the editing gurus and the people who make courses will never tell you. They just market the courses. You know, like if you go to YouTube, and you've probably seen this video, my student made 10k a month after joining my courses. I fucking hate those videos, because that is really, yes, I don't doubt that is true. It's probably true that the students make it 10k a month, but the case studies of that is probably like 1 in 100. It's probably not going to be you. And they market their courses to be like, oh, if you join my course, you're probably going to do this too. You're probably going to get this result too. You're probably going to get 10k a month, 5k a month, 1k a month even. There is absolutely no guarantee you get 1k a month. The amount of work and talent you need to get from $0 to $1,000 a month, it takes a lot, and it also takes a lot of luck. Courses, to me, in my opinion, are necessary if you want to really fast-track your editing career, but they are not a guarantee. But if you do decide to invest in courses, you really need to be aware of this second mistake, because I hire and mentor editors myself, and every time I create this hiring post, there's a lot of applicants, and I would say about like 30% of these applicants, they are the kind of people who invest a lot in courses. I realized something after like reviewing their portfolio, reviewing their skill level. They all made this one mistake that is so common with course buyers, and that is focusing too much on animation. Guys, this mistake is the biggest mistake that slowed down my editing career. I've focused all my time on animation for about probably 6 months of my journey. And the reason why so many beginner editors fall into this trap is because of 2 reasons. Number 1, they think editing and animation is the same thing. And number 2, they don't actually know what editing truly means. Editing and animation are 2 completely separate things. Animation is a part of editing, but cutting is also a part of editing. Color correction is a part of editing. But most beginner editors, they see like this super fancy animation and they think like, oh, this is editing. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy this course. I'm going to spam projects. I'm just going to focus all my effort into making super fancy, nice animations. And I'm going to make this much money, I'm gonna make that much money, all because I can create fancy animations. And it's really funny because the moment I detract my focus away from animation and focus my attention to other parts of editing like cutting, sound design, color correction, and the flow of the video, it's so funny that my animation actually improve, and you can see it in my past few videos. I get comments like, oh my god, your animations are improving so much, and the whole thing is because of the courses. It's not from the courses, it's because I started knowing what good editing actually is. And that's the second reason I mentioned, you need to know what good editing actually is. And the best way I can describe editing is like this. Editing is emphasizing the speaker's message. That's literally it. But let me give you a classic example of what I'm trying to say. And I know you've seen this before. Like, you just imagine a finance video, right? And the finance guru is like, oh, every day I'm making $10,000 using this like certain method they're trying to sell. And what the editor usually do is that they'll like pop out this like $10,000 animation behind them or like somewhere on the screen. And the reason why you see this so much is because it's extremely effective. What is the message of the speaker? What is he trying to say? He's trying to say that if you do this method that he's trying to sell, you will make $10,000 a day. When you put a $10,000 a day like text behind him that goes up, you not only hear the speaker say it, you also see it. And it basically doubles the effectiveness of the message. Then that's why it's so popular and so overused. And now you can level that up even higher. You can put a $10,000 animation behind him, and you can also put a money sound like cha-ching. And again, it's so good and so overused. It's because it reinforces the message again. You hear the speaker say $10,000, you see the speaker say $10,000, and you also hear it again, the cha-ching cash register sound that you associate with money. So it's like layers upon layers upon layers of trying to make you understand the message of what the speaker is trying to say, and it also simplifies it. So how can you prevent this mistake of focusing too much on animations? Too many editors, when they create animation, they just think, oh, it has to be nice, it has to be fancy, and just completely forget about the core message of what the speaker is trying to say. You see this like on so many like editing channels. It's just like fancy animation. It's basically soulless. Like the best way I can describe it is that even though the editing looks nice, it just feels empty. So the next time you're trying to make animation, before you think about like, oh, I'm going to do this fancy animation, I should go to Pinterest, I should go to like all these places to get inspiration. Stop all of that. What is the message the speaker, your client, is trying to say? Think about it, really think about it. It doesn't need to be overcomplicated. It just needs to be, what is the simple message he's trying to say? Understand that very intimately, emphasize that message while also making it simple to understand. That's literally it. Okay, now it's the third mistake, which is something I cannot personally teach, but the good news is that I can make you aware of this mistake, and I also can point you to the right direction how to try to remedy this mistake. You know, I only realized this about myself and to basically a lot of editors is when I start talking to editors through like Discord and stuff like that. When I speak to them, and I would say more than 80% of them, they just lack communication skills. And don't misunderstand me. I don't mean that they're shy or they're introverted. Most people mistake like communication skills with like introvertness. If you're introvert, it does not automatically mean you have poor communication skills. What I mean by poor communication skills, the best way I can describe it is that when I go to a Discord call with them, within 2 seconds of talking to them, of like greeting each other, I can just tell there is something wrong. Not in a bad way, but just something off with them. Okay, maybe in a little bad way, but you get what I mean. It's just like no confidence. They have a flat tone. They don't have like energy behind their words, and just the vibes around there and the energy they exclude. Even if we are not meeting face to face, I could literally feel it through the Discord call. And I know that sounds very harsh, trust me, but this video is about harsh truths and harsh mistakes, right? You can be the most talented editor in the world, but if you have terrible communication skills, you wouldn't earn the amount of money you deserve. I have editors that's working for me. When my client told me like, yo, which editor should we choose for this project? My default response is to always go for the editor that has the best communication skill, because it's so easy to communicate with him, especially with like vision behind that specific video, and then the revisions to like one of my editors like is like so good at communication. Me and my client's default choice is him because he's so easy to talk to. Now again, I can't teach you likability, I cannot teach you charisma, I cannot teach you communication skills, because frankly I don't have the greatest communication skills. I'm still in the process of learning, but compared to like 1 year ago, it's just night and day difference. But I can tell you what worked for me. And again, this sounds so cringe, this sounds so generic, but the way I increase my charisma and build up my charisma is through a course. And you need to be careful with this, because if you tell your friends that you bought a charisma course, which I did, I told my friends were judging me so hard. They're like, why the fuck would you pay money to buy a course on how to talk to people, how to communicate with people? Just ignore them. Do not tell your friends, do not tell anybody. This is, charisma is a skill, and some people are born with high charisma naturally, but chances are you're probably not born with high charisma like me, and you need to build it up. Like editing is a skill, charisma is a skill. You need to understand that and you need to build it up. And the course I tried like a couple of charisma courses, and the best one is Charlie Hooper, the guy like Charisma Comment on YouTube. And I'm not affiliated with him or anything, like he doesn't even know I exist, but his course is called Charisma University, I think. It's pretty pricey, so that sucks. That course actually helped me tons, because this was not even long ago. This was like late last year, and I was about like 3 weeks into the course, and I went out to go to a bar with my friend and like a bunch of other strangers, and I was doing the exercises in the course. They're like daily exercises in the course. I was doing every single one of them. But one of the guys who I just met, and him and I were talking like outside the club, and he was like, Ben, you have such natural charisma. I wish I was like you. And that was like the first time I ever heard that in my life, that someone told me like I have charisma. I've never heard that before. And then I started getting more comments from like people like saying, oh, you have charisma. Like, I wish I have your charisma. You have this natural charisma. Like, guys, I don't have natural charisma. Trust me. It's something I learned through experience, and I fast track it through a course. Hope this video helped. See you in the next one.